Film can often feel dominated by its discourse rather than its immediate experience. Everyone has something to say, some new perspective to offer, or some new element to analyze. In many ways, this is only natural, and it is also beautiful, interesting, and irritating in equal parts. But discourse or analysis is not why we became interested in film. Instead, we became interested because it moved us, changed us, or shaped us, and we needed to find the words or the whys behind these experiences. The inherently mysterious feelings of art naturally beg for more words, since its deepest feelings are nearly impossible to capture. It is my belief that analysis paralysis is alive and well in the movies, thanks to a variety of factors, and that we must continue to seek education while holding on to our personal interests, connections, and investments. Today, I wish to remind you to look for the moments when analysis fails. The search for the inexpressible does not have to exclude analysis, or more broadly, education, whether that be in the form of reviews, essays, think pieces, or theories. All of these are essential to the growth of an art form, especially one as young and as underdeveloped as film. The minute you commit to taking something seriously is the minute that your innocence regarding that subject is lost, and it only disappears more and more the deeper you go. Education is a loss of innocence, but a necessary one. Think back to when you first got into movies for a second. Before we fully committed to the bit and ruined all the fun, I'm willing to bet that we found movies more immersive. We were, of course, aware that we were watching a movie and whether or not we liked it and how we felt moment by moment. But can we say that we were ever fully aware of the whys behind these reactions? I doubt any of us fully reflected on our surprise because of a smash cut or the feelings of elation because of a sweep in to a close-up. And the moment we did realize these things is the moment our journey began. Now, what this journey will look like will depend person to person, their level of interest, end goals, background, etc., etc. What doesn't change, though, is that as we dig deeper into film and mine more and more of its material, thanks to the tools of education, the light will become harder to see. Those moments of total absorption and emotional resonance will become rarer and rarer. And at this point, it is incredibly easy to forget there ever was a light, and instead wall ourselves off by sticking to what is familiar, or simply act as if the rocks around us of various theories and themes were the goal the whole time. But whether we see it or not, the raw sunlight does still exist, and can be found trapped in gems, shining through cracks in the earth, or maybe we will even be graced with a direct glimpse. The world and our instincts tell us to seek our reflections, our comforts. But this is only a lantern. It may remind us of great discoveries and rapture, but it will contain none of that power. And when we begin to examine any art form, it is necessary to move away from the light and into the darkness. We have to venture out to areas we have never seen before, areas where we encounter the grand other, something outside of ourselves and our understanding. Sometimes these encounters will do nothing for us. We've all been there watching a classic and finding it utterly ineffective. Yet the variety, the fresh perspectives, even when they only flicker, will always point us back to those beautiful experiences that brought us here in the first place. But one day, you won't be able to turn your critical eye off anymore. Every emotion you feel, every shot, every cut, you will immediately recognize and internalize. Maybe not every moment, but the most important and grandest will feel like large highway signposts too easily directing you onto which road you're supposed to take toward which emotion or idea. Once you are here, there's no going back. And I believe this is why we see a shift in viewing habits around this time, why people begin to watch more genre pictures to experimental cinema, forms that emphasize their very traits or their materiality. Because if all you can see is the dirt, the details, the form around you, why not dig in and study them up close? At this point, your eyes are practically wide shut. You see so much, but never what you were originally looking for. But once in a blue moon, your eyes will simply be open. You will rise back into that innocent state of pure rapture and enjoyment. Except now, it will be all the more special because it is a rare gem, a glimpse that could only be mined by digging deep. We must always strive to learn more, to see through new eyes, and to dissect the things we love, even at the cost of our innocence. Yet that innocence, that raw experience, is what we must always fight for, leaving our hearts and minds open to new horizons. For if we don't, we will lose the entire reason we fell in love with the movies in the first place. Instead, we need to look for that moment when analysis fails. For true love is not blind, but rather it persists despite the flaws and flesh that reality brings with it. With that, Adios.